Yes, we're live. Okay, how's everybody doing tonight? So again, this is the Real Estate Investing for Beginners, 10 Steps to Get Started webinar series. Super excited. I'm going to share all the tools, tips, techniques as to help you get going. If you're just getting started, I'm going to get you right on track. I'm going to teach what steps to take. These are the steps I took as I was sharing. This is the fastest way to success in real estate investing. Okay, Real Estate IQ is presenting this. I'm an amazing blessed, grateful person to be a part of Real Estate IQ. JC, the owner, and I hit it off months ago, and we've been friends ever since. And, I told him I wanted to help and get involved, and here I am. So Real Estate IQ, #1 in deal finding. Our guarantee, you will always find a deal using Real Estate IQ. I find deals on a monthly basis. I'm going to share a little bit about Real Estate IQ. They have 80 plus employees. Last time I talked to JC, he said it was almost 100, and we wanted to change that number, but he said, well, hold on. So there's the UX design team, front and back end development team, data aggregation team, which is the most important in my opinion, because that's where I get the leads, the off-market leads that I generate to do wholesale and flip deals. The technology operations team, luckily they're here so we can have this tonight. Marketing team, they do a great job marketing. All the emails we receive, all the social media, and the customer service team. Every time I do this presentation, I have to give a big shout out to the customer service team. Because when I got started, they helped me out, just kind of knowing my way around the actual website. It's changed a lot, and so you might have questions. But then there's the sales and customer success team. I get people asking me questions all the time. I need this or that, and I say, hey, let me direct you to customer service, and they're amazing. So there we go. Okay, if you haven't answered that poll, go ahead and do that because it's not going to be on there forever, and if you want to be eligible to win the raffle. So here's a few of the team. Steve and Juan Carlos are the owners, co-founders. There's the CEO and the visionary. Becky is the director of education. We've got the director of product development and the director of IT. And the cool thing about this is every single one of them is a real estate investor, but they all have specialized backgrounds in different things. Rodney has IT. Joseph has the expertise in technology. Becky's been in the education for 20 years. And Juan Carlos and Steve Lang, have both been entrepreneurs, leadership, management, lots of different things. So this is a very reputable company. If anybody, is in Texas and knows, you go to any event, networking event, although we haven't been having those lately, you'll see that vendor everywhere, and they put on their own events, tons of free training. Definitely get involved. So that's part of the team there. They have a lot of webinars and online education. And there's the new community portal. And that's what I wanted to show here is we've got the community. So they do like this community here where there's a feed and there's people talking and chatting. Go to realestateiq.com and the community, and you've got members, feed, groups, different things here. So it's super cool. Get involved, right? And we have this group that I want to promote. It's here somewhere. Real Estate Investing for Beginners. Join this group. We've got 20 members. I post in there almost every week. And it's a really cool event or place to be able to go ahead and post our conversation or continue our conversation, if you will. We've got a couple sponsors tonight. #1 is Cosa Investments. And I'm trying to bust through this stuff, guys, really fast so I get to the real meat and potatoes of this presentation. Cosa Investments is a company. I know the owner. I've worked with for a little while now since I've moved down to Dallas. And he does wholesaling, primarily in the Dallas area. Although he can do all of Texas. Good guy of mine, friend of mine, he's putting on what's called a Learn and Earn program, where if you're interested in learning how to wholesale, what they'll do is teach you. That's where the learning comes in, and you can earn money along the way. In exchange for the learning and education that they're providing, they're willing to allow you as a newbie or a beginner to leverage their back end, leverage their buyers list, and leverage their systems, to where he will joint venture with you, JV on your first deal, your first 2 or 3 deals, however many it takes to get you started and kind of know what you're doing. He's willing to teach you everything he knows about how to market to find deals, how to find the buyers, how to transact, which contracts to use, which assignments to use. There's a lot to it, guys, as far as wholesaling. So if that's something you're interested in, type it in the box and I'll reach out to Scott and let him know. I have had a couple people let me know about that in the past couple of weeks. So that's great. They've been the sponsor the past, this is the 5 weeks, 5th week in a row. And Real Estate IQ, of course, guys. So Real Estate IQ is #1 in deal finding. The speaker tonight, that's me. I've been investing for 10 years full time. Sam and Zach are interested. Perfect. Type in what you're interested in, okay? Oh, Jennifer, we've got a couple people. Yeah, so I've been investing for 10 years. I started in wholesaling and kind of been off and running ever since. Obviously, I've made some mistakes and learned along the way, but I've been involved in thousands of transactions, wholesale transactions, flip transactions, retail sales, purchases of properties. I've worked with two different big companies, investment companies that did 20, 30 wholesale deals or fix and flips every month. So I've been involved heavily and know all the ins and outs of a wholesale company, a flipping company, and I've had a few rentals along the way. So I've been involved in more than 1,000 transactions on the investment side, and flipped myself personally, or been involved with hundreds of flip properties. So I've bought and flipped and fixed up. So I know a lot about the construction process, the flipping process, and a lot about wholesaling. I'm new to the DFW. It's been about 10, maybe 11 months now. I moved here August 1st of 2019. So yeah, I love it. We love it. We're from Salt Lake City originally. Not originally, I'm from Glendale, California originally, but moved up to Salt Lake City, Utah, and lived there for about 20 years. But I've been a coach, a trainer. I teach people how to do real estate investing. I still invest myself. I love coaching and training people. I love teaching what I know. That's all I can do is teach what I know. I've written a book. I've been a motivational speaker. And right now I'm revamping my coaching, my real estate coaching. I'm super stoked about it. This has actually kind of made me want to do it more because I've enjoyed doing this so much. So, okay, there's a lot of people interested. Great, keep that up. And then I have a family. I've got 5 kids. My oldest is 12. She's a daughter. And then we have 4 boys that are going to be 10 tomorrow. 10, 7, 5, and almost 3. And a lovely wife, and we've been married for 16 years. So there you go. Some of my hobbies include running, biking, skateboarding, playing the guitar, lots of things. I've been in rock bands my whole life. I haven't as much since I've been a family man, but that's what I did for a long time. So a little bit about me. And there's my contact information. Oh no, the slides are there to get to know you. So they're just mixed up a little bit. But there's my contact information. Write that down if you want to reach out to me. You're going to need that to reach out to me for the bonus if you want it, because I'm not going to chase you to give you something for free. But if you want something, you can write that down for me. So, and they'll put that my information in there. I might take a sip of this Coke Zero. I feel like is anybody? I don't want to say, I dare say old enough, but there was these commercials when I was a kid, and I'm probably going to date myself, where it was the micro machines, these little mini cars that people built, like toys. And this guy was talking really fast. He was like the fastest talker in the world, actually. He was like the Guinness World Book of Records fast talker. And he was on those commercials, and I always remember. But so the keys to success before we get started, and I've talked a lot about this, and I'm not going to be able to expand tonight, is clarity, mindset, and action. And I'm just going to share a couple things, okay? You've got to have goals. That's where the clarity comes in. You've got to have goals. You've got to know where you're going, but you also have to know where you are now, where you're starting, and be clear. That's what clarity means, clear on what you need to get there. So you got clarity on your goals. You've got goals. You're clear on where you're at, and you have clarity on that, and you got to know what's the gap in between, right? Okay? So I have a couple sayings here, and I read this one today in that book, Fanatical Prospecting, from Venus Williams. She's a professional tennis player. She said, I don't focus on what I'm up against. I focus on my goals and try to ignore the rest. So focus on and get clear on those things, okay? If you don't know where you're going, you might end up someplace else. Yogi Berra said that. He was a famous baseball player way back in the day. So if you don't know where you're going, you might end up someplace else. That's talking about clarity, guys, okay? Now, in my opinion, clarity is power. The more clear you are about exactly what it is you want, the more your brain knows how to get you there. Your life is controlled by what you focus on. So when you have clarity and you focused on that, you will have success. Second thing, mindset. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. That was a philosopher and an author named Wayne Dyer. If you haven't heard of him, you're going to want to read. He wrote like 500 books or something. An amazing guy, amazing guy. But with mindset, you've got to believe you can do it. You know, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. That was Henry Ford that said that. So you've got to believe, you've got to be positive. What you focus on expands. So focus on the positive things in life. I know we're all going through a lot of trials right now, but if you focus on what's positive, more positive things will come into your life. And then you've got to have gratitude. Be thankful for what you have. You'll end up having more. Because if you concentrate on what you don't have, you'll never, ever have enough. And Oprah Winfrey said that. So my secret to success in my experience is you've got to have clarity. And we talked about that. You've got to have the right mindset. And if you believe you can, if you've got a positive attitude and you're grateful for what you have, that'll equal success. And then the last one is take action. I have this acronym called TMA, take massive action. You've got to fail forward. You've got to make mistakes. But the way to shortcut or fast track to success or eliminate some of the mistakes that other people have had or failures is to do the things like you're doing tonight. Come to these webinars, learn from people who've done what you want to do. And we're going to talk a lot about that tonight. That's tonight's main thing. But action trumps knowledge every time, guys. So you've got to be consistent, persistent, plus take action consistently and persistently equals success. So consistency is the key. Think of when you go to the gym and you work out. You don't just work out once, every 2 months and you get the muscles you want or the desired results you want. You've got to take consistency. Energy and persistence conquer all things, all things. And Benjamin Franklin said that the path to success is to take massive, determined action. That was Tony Robbins. Okay, guys. These are from my experience, the keys to success. You've got to be clear, have the right mindset, and take a lot of action. Okay, recap. I'm going to go quickly through the recap, guys, okay? Identify your financial stages. We talked about a couple different stages, and if you missed it, we're going to have to replay at some point. But you're either in the survival stage, the stability stage, you're saving money, or you've got the money, you're growing it, and you're working towards your financial freedom. That's the financial stage. We talked about what are your capabilities? What are you good at? What do you want? What do you need? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What do you like? What do you dislike? And what do you have more of, time or money? Okay, so that was kind of identifying our financial stage. The second one was choose your strategy. Do you want to be a wholesaler? Do you want to do fix and flips? Do you want to do rentals? And depending on what your financial stage is right now in your life, again, clarity, will depend on what your strategy is, okay? And then we talked about the market. You need to know which location, what market location you're going in. And then we also talked about what kind of houses you're marketing to. What kind of sellers are you marketing to? What type of sellers have the house that you're marketing to? What type of, how are you going to generate leads? If you're going to be a fix and flipper, maybe you want to market to wholesalers. If you're going to be a wholesaler, you need to market to sellers. So there's some different things there. And again, I'm trying to bust through this stuff so I can get to the rest of this tonight. I've learned in the past 4 weeks that I have to go really fast. But go ahead and please keep putting in your questions. Are we going to talk about real estate? Oh boy, are we going to talk about real estate? If this stuff isn't making sense, type in your questions specifically. Allison, specifically, yeah. So then based off of your financial stage, which strategy, which market, you're going to choose what type of investment property criteria that you are going to pick. Are you going to buy a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house or a 2-bed, 1-bath house based on the answers that we went through on week 1, 2, 3, and 4, okay? You're going to choose how many bedrooms, how many baths, what price range, what square feet, how much cash flow do you need / want based off of all the things that you've talked about, okay? So really getting clear on what you want and need going through 1, 2, 3, and 4, okay, is really going to determine where you're going to go. But team building, line up the financing, how to get the money, create a plan. The team building is what we talked about, the different types of people you're going to need to be successful on your team. We talked about real estate agents. We talked about lenders. We talked about private money lenders, hard money lenders. We talked about contractors, subcontractors. We talked about project managers, accountants, lawyers, lots of different people, insurance, okay? Lots of things that you need to be successful. And we talked about how having a team makes you successful, okay? Trying to do everything yourself will not get you to where you want to go. And we talked about lining up financing. We talked about all the different types of financing that you can have. There's so many different products out there. There's VA loans, FHA loans, conventional. There's private money lenders, hard money lenders. There's your mom and dad that have money, right? There's your sister that has money. There's all different types of financing. And when we talked about lining up the financing, we talked about knowing what your credit score is, knowing what your loan to value is, knowing how much debt you have, being able to know where you're at. And again, knowing all these things allows you to take the action that you need to get to what your goals are. And then we've talked about finding the money or how to get the money. There's only 2 ways to get more money. If you don't know where you're at, number one, you're never going to get to where you want. But secondly, there's only 2 ways. You got to either reduce your expenses or you have to make more money, like get a side hustle, right? I know a lot of people have found a new love or a new side hustle during this quarantine time because they've been at home and they found they can make a couple extra bucks on the internet or whatnot, right? And there's ways you can do that in real estate. And then we talked about creating a plan. We talked about goals. We spent a lot of time talking about SMART goals. If you don't know what a SMART goal is, right? It's specific, measurable, attainable, realistic with a timetable. You've got to have goals, and that's where the clarity comes in. Having the right mindset through all these first 8 steps is key, right? And then we talked a little bit about bonus, becoming your best self. The way to change what you see on the outside is to change what's on the inside. And to do that, you have to become your best self, the best version of yourself. We can all be amazing people, but you have to make or dedicate and make a choice and decide that you're going to be a better person mentally, physically, spiritually. Do more exercise, have better nutrition. These things affect you. You mentally, what you put in is what you get out. Are you putting good books in? Are you putting junk in, right? Okay. So that's the quick recap. The main key to success in real estate investing, especially residential real estate investing, is knowing that we need to buy right. How do we buy right? We have to buy it at a deep discount to make money. There's got to be equity. How else are we going to make the money? You don't just buy something at retail and fix it up and expect to create something. Now you can force appreciation, and that's one of the strategies, which is fix and flipping. But you've got to, most of the time, we are problem solvers, and we can help people that are in need. They're motivated for some reason. They have distress. There's a distressed property. The property is dilapidated. We can fix it up and sell it. So know that this key, dealing with motivated sellers and distressed properties, will save you a ton of time. If you try to deal with people that aren't motivated, you're going to beat your head against the wall. I was talking to some people I'm helping recently, and they had a phone call that they thought the person was motivated. So I jumped on the call with them, and we found out the guy's not motivated. If he doesn't need to sell it, so why is he going to sell it at a discount? Most of the people that we can help with their situation, which allows us to make money, which is what we all want in real estate investing, is motivated and distressed sellers. And guys, that's where Real Estate IQ comes in, okay? I personally am a member of Real Estate IQ. I receive daily updates of lists of motivated and distressed sellers. Every day in my email inbox, Monday through Friday, I get a list of these off-market leads. These aren't leads that are on the MLS. These aren't people that are necessarily telling the world that they're selling their house by listing it with a real estate agent, but people that are in pre-foreclosure that might lose their house for whatever reason. And there's going to be a lot of these in these coming times, these coming months, because of the pandemic that went on, because of everything that's happening. I know we're getting back to some normalcy, but there's going to be people that are going to be behind on their payments, right? There's going to be evictions. People are always going through divorces, heirship, probates. People are always dying. A lot of people probably doing loan modifications and have liens on their house. Now, this list of off-market leads are people that are probably motivated and may have a distressed property or a distressed situation. Tax sales, if you haven't paid your taxes, delinquent taxes, code violations, there's reasons, right? For either they can't afford it or they can't get around to it for whatever reason, right? We as residential real estate investors are able to solve people with their problems. Solve people's problems, help them with their problems, okay? So here's step 9. And this is where you take everything we've learned and kind of put it together. But this is a super big secret that a lot of people, I think, overlook. A lot of people in today's age, for whatever reason, think they can do everything themselves. And that's great. I am of the concept of leveraging other people's talents, skills to allow me to get what I want. So I'm super excited about this. Spent a lot of time thinking about this, preparing for this. So I hope you like it as much as I do. Leverage the success of or Alexa, okay? Again, if you have any questions, and I'm only talking fast because there's always so much content and I never get to it. So I want to make sure I get to the content, but go ahead and type in any of your questions about anything. Don't forget though that we are going to have a 30-minute Q&A at the end. So step 9 is leverage the success of others. After you've gone through steps 1 through 8 and you're on step 9. Now, times when you're thinking about something, maybe you should define what it is first. So I looked up the word definition, leverage and the definition of success. Here's what the definition of one of the definitions of leverage is: to use a quality or advantage to obtain a desired effect or result. So leverage, to use a quality or advantage to obtain a desired effect or result. Okay. The other steps, I went over them briefly and I'm going to go over them again. probably 2 more times, and we are going to be able to have these other videos available. Now, the definition of success is the accomplishment of one's goals. So leverage, to use a quality advantage to obtain a desired effective result, and success is the accomplishment of one's goals. So leverage the success of others, put the two together, basically says use others' experience to attain your goals. And why wouldn't we do that, right? Do not try to recreate the wheel. People have done what you want to do. So there are other people who have been there, done that. And I'm one of them with the wholesaling and the fix and flipping and having rental properties. So let's dive in a little bit more about this. I want to do some how-tos, okay? Because that's great if you know the concept, but how to apply the concept in our lives. Here's a couple different ways to leverage the success of others. Always be continuing your education. You should always be learning. I'm always reading a book. I'm always expanding my mind because I believe that what you put in amplifies you as a person, and you get back what you put out. So always be learning and research. You can always be researching. If you're in wholesaling, do a lot of research about wholesaling. It sounds like a couple of people have mentioned that in here. But research online nowadays, the power of the internet is just amazing. YouTube, Google what you want to learn about. Right? I do that on a lot of things. And my kids nowadays, it's just like, search it up, look it up. They want to know anything. We have the power at our fingertips to research and educate ourselves. So let's use it to our benefit, okay? Ask your network, ask other people. This is how we leverage the success of others. Who in your network knows how to do what you want to do? Or who in your network knows somebody that knows what you want to do, right? You'd be surprised. They say that your network is your net worth, right? So which industry, we're obviously talking about real estate, but let's say you want to do rental properties. Well, don't talk to somebody that only knows how to wholesale. Go talk to somebody who has rental properties and ask them about their experience. And don't only ask one person, ask like 5 to 10 people, because you might find some commonalities, right? You might not, but you might. And you can probably learn from everybody, and success leaves clues, right? If people are successful in rental properties, they probably all know the same thing. They've gone through it and they've done it, okay? Mentors and coaches, I want to talk to you about that. Please vet them out, because I've paid a lot of money to people that weren't the best coach, but I've also paid money to coaches and mentors that were good. So just make sure that you vet them out. But look, that's why they're here. Most of the people that are mentors and coaches, and that's why I said most, are people that enjoy what they do and love giving back and sharing from their own experiences. They've had some success and want to make sure that other people have success. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I want to give back and talk to people. Masterminds is real, an expensive thing sometimes, can be, but it's a real fast track to success. We paid $20,000 to be part of a national mastermind group, $20,000 a year, worth every single penny. The first time we went to that mastermind, our minds were blown. I had 2 other partners, and we were just starting our wholesale operation. And we were doing anywhere from 2 to 5 deals a month. We went to this mastermind and we exploded to 10 to 15, then to 20, then to 30, right? Because you put yourself around like-minded people, and that's how we're leveraging the success of others, through masterminds. People have, there's wholesaling masterminds, there's landlording masterminds. So these are some of the ways of how to leverage the success of others, okay? And then other people's, and we're going to dive into that in a minute here, but leverage the LSL, leverage the success of others through continued education. Always be learning through research, whatever. There's so many YouTube how-tos. Ask your network. Somebody you know somebody, or somebody you knows somebody who knows somebody, right? You'd be surprised how many people that you can find locally that you know that can teach you what you want. Mentors and coaches definitely help hold you accountable, teach you what you need to do, but make sure you vet them and you get the right ones. Masterminds, definitely shortcuts to success. Could be a little bit more expensive, but definitely specialized on that. Okay, now I'm going to talk about other people as I have some more Diet Coke Zero. So other people. Okay, have you guys ever heard of OPM? Who here has heard of OPM? I want to see in the chat box if anybody's heard of OPM. Yes, other people's money. Okay, perfect. So some have, some haven't. Okay, so other people's money. is a common terminology in real estate. And there's ways you can use other people's money. We've talked about other people's money in some of the other sessions. But did you know we can use other people's other things? We can use other people's knowledge. We can use other people's energy, other people's money. We talked about that. Other people's failures. We can learn from others' mistakes, other people's ideas, and other people's contacts and credibilities. And I kind of touched on this a little bit, but I kind of want to expand it for a minute. You know, you can save time and energy and money if you leverage other people's knowledge. That's why you're here today. So that's a good thing. You can find knowledge in books, in seminars, in these webinars, in blogs, in having conversations with peers, your networks, your coaches, right? So who do you need to know that knows what you need to know? Let me say that again. Who do you need to know that knows what you need to know? Who's in the know? So anyway, that's other people's knowledge, right? That's what the word know is, or knowledge, the key root word of knowledge is know, right? The application of what you know. So other people's energy can be contagious. You want to be around people that you want to be like, right? Nobody wants to be around a negative Nally or whatever they call it, a negative person or somebody who's always pessimistic, right? You want to be around positive people, and people's energy is contagious, right? And people want to be around those likable people, right? Think about, everybody's got that one person, negative Nanny, that's what it is, who's got so much energy and is always happy and always smiling every time you talk to them, right? I've tried to become that person because I want to be around people like that. I have this buddy of mine that I've just known for years. He's always happy, always smiling. It's like, dude, I want to be like that, right? So, yeah, but you also talking about other people's energies, you don't have to do all the work. You can use other people's labor sometimes, and that's what leveraging means too. Now, that's obviously once you've created a company or a small business, and you can have employees or virtual assistants do a lot of different things for you. But knowing how to leverage the talents and skills and abilities of others, AKA using their energy, is one of the ways, okay? Excuse me. Other people's money, kind of self-explanatory. When I talk about using other people's money, there's a lot of different, I mean, we can go off about a lot of different things. I've done that in some of the previous weeks. The last 2 weeks, I talked a little bit about money. But in real estate, if you're going to buy a house, you don't have to have 100% of the money. If you're getting a conventional loan or a VH loan or a VA loan or all the different types of loan products that are out there, you usually are required to only put down 5%, 3%, 10%. If it's commercial, it's usually 20, 25%. So you're leveraging the other 80, 75, 90% of somebody else's money. Now that's one way, speaking in terms of loans, but another way is through hard money. A lot of hard money lenders loan 90% loan to value. So if the ARV, which means after repaired value of a house, is 200, they'll give you 90% of that. And I don't even know what that is because I'm not that smart, but I can put it in my calculator, 200 times 0.9, they'll lend you 180. So man, you can buy a house for 200 and they'll give you 180, right? It's like, wow, okay. So you only got to come up with 20 grand. Oh, okay. So now my brain's thinking, okay, I only got to come up with 20 grand. How can I get 20 grand right now? I'll borrow the 180, get the 20. Okay, perfect, right? And there's also family, friends. When I first got started, I hit up my grandpa, my mom, my dad. I said, hey, I'm investing in real estate. You're going to want in on this. I borrow money from my sister all the time on fix and flips we do. Yeah, private investors. There's lots of different people that you can use other people's monies, and we're not going to go off about that right now, but tapping into other people's resources. If you had to do it all yourself, especially financially, do you think that like millionaires and billionaires use all their own money? They don't. They leverage, right? So tonight, other people's money. Yeah, so borrowing and investing money will help you achieve greater returns, but it'll also allow you to do it faster. So other people's money, kind of self-explanatory, but other people's failures. Let's talk about that for a little bit. A lot of people think failure is bad. Failure helps you learn, but I like to learn from other people's failures, right? So Benjamin Franklin said, man can either buy his wisdom or borrow it. Buying it, he pays in time and trouble, meaning he did it himself. Borrowing saves him time, money, and trouble. So learn from other people's mistakes, right? Study the failures of others. You know, learn and teach yourself about what successful people have done. What are the mistakes they've made, right? In real estate, that's why you come to webinars like this to learn from people that have done it and don't make the same mistakes they did. And that's why people have mentors and coaches, so that if they think they might be making a mistake, or this property might not be the right property. I didn't analyze it right, or I don't know the numbers. You can learn from them, right? It's worth it to learn from others. So that's learning from other people's failures, other people's ideas, right? One good idea is all it takes to make a fortune in anything, really. You might have some crazy good idea, and you can look at how certain people, let's say for instance, do marketing and sales in a different industry, and maybe apply it to what you're doing in your real estate business. You know, a lot of people haven't thought about that. Or you can take other people's ideas and they don't have the energy or resources to put it into practice. So you could take that idea and make money from it, right? You should think, observe, experiment, and look at what other people are doing to have success and apply that in your life. That's what we do when we read books. This guy, Jeff Blount, is a sales master, and he talks about prospecting. Brendon Burchard is a master of efficiency and high performance. He works with the millionaires and billionaires who hire him to be their coach, right? So we can get ideas from these people and then apply it to our own lives. I've taken ideas from the Bible. I've taken ideas from my church, from books, and put it into my own coaching, as well as mixed with my own experience, and it's my own. I didn't steal anybody else's ideas. Everybody's ideas are unique, but you can use other people's ideas and put your own twist on it, right? I've done that a lot of times with a lot of different things I've done in my life. And then other people's contacts and credibility, and we kind of already talked about that, guys. So if you don't know somebody, you can use somebody you know, right? And I love connecting people, and some people are just born connectors or networkers, right? But it's all about, they say your network is your net worth. So how much money you make is in direct proportion to who you know. So if you're hanging around, the other saying is you're the average sum of the 5 people you hang around. Who are those 5 people, right? Look at the 5 people that, look at the 5 people you hang around the most. Are they who you want to be? Or ask this, are you like them? Yeah, you are, because it's true when they say that you are the sum of the 5 people you hang around the most. So if you don't want to be like those people and you want to be something else, you need to see who those 5 people are, right, that you hang out with the most. So Jennifer's asking about the book. It's called Fanatical Prospecting from Jeff Blount. Oh, Grant Cardone. Yeah, Grant Cardone's amazing. Fanatical Prospecting from Jeff Blount. Amazing book. Talks about how to time block your prospecting, your different things. So that's other people's, okay? So how to leverage, we talked about these 4 different things, and then we talked a lot about other people, okay? So leverage is powerful. Leverage is powerful. If you think about leveraging, like lifting a rock and you just can pull, put a little fulcrum in the middle and use a stick to leverage it, there's no way you could have pushed that rock by yourself. But when you leverage, it's like compound interest, right? It helps you grow and expand. The benefits are exponential, okay? Study the success of others. We also talked about studying the failures of others. They've paid the price, been there, done that. Who's been successful and what you want to do? And I love this one saying. Where was it? The who, the know, the know, the know. Who do you need to know that knows what you need to know, right? That's how you successfully leverage the success of others. It could be summed up in that one saying. So, but did I miss that one? Well, sorry, excuse me. Other people's success, study the successes that other people have had. They've already paid the price. They've already been there, done that. If you go, do this list and think about it. And I don't like just learning things and teaching things. I want people to apply these things. So every week what I've been doing is taking every principle that we've learned, and I'm going to do some recapping here, and we're getting close to the end of the hour. So I'm going to bust through this stuff. Here's the recaps of step 1 through 9. Okay. So far, identify your financial stage. Where are you right now in your life? Based on that, choose which strategy of real estate investing you're going to do. Based on that, choose which market you're going to be in. Are you going to go invest if you live in Houston and Dallas? Why? No, start in your backyard. And what type of property based on your strategy. If you're going to be a wholesaler, there's probably certain properties you want to look for. If you're going to be in the rental business, there's definitely price ranges of purchases as well as rents that you're going to want to know. And these are all based off of, they go in order, they stack upon each other. So when you answer each one of these questions, you're building. And then we talked about team building. Step 5 is make sure you have the right people on your team. Make sure you have people that are positive, that have an abundance mentality, that believe in teamwork. Talked about the different types of financing. You need to line this stuff up. You need to know where you're at. Again, clarity is the key to success. Can you get funding? No? Okay. Well, then you've got to figure out another way. The seller's going to have to give you funding. The partner's going to have to give you funding. How to get the money? There's only two ways to get more money. Reduce your expenses and save or make more. Create a plan. So when you answer 1 through 7, then you put your plan in place, and that's where the success comes, is when you start taking action. But make sure that you abide by step 9, which is leveraging the success of others. You could take step 9 and apply it to all of this. You might go through step 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 8. And then when you get to step 9, go back and make sure that you're really clear and have clarity and the right mindset on steps 1 through 8. Okay? Is this good or bad information? Somebody was saying it wasn't good earlier, and that's okay. But maybe they weren't saying it wasn't good, but they're like, what are you talking about real estate? I don't have time to get into specific strategies. I am going to be doing other webinars where I'm going to teach about wholesaling. I'm going to do other webinars where I'm going to teach about flips and flipping. I am going to teach other webinars on how to analyze deals, how to run numbers. There's so many different things. This is for, if you're a beginner, how to get started. And this is, again, from my experience, looking back, things that I should have done and things that I did do. So the success of others, one of the keys is you need a mentor or a coach. I would highly, 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 highly recommend having somebody help you. Okay, so go back here. Again, put this together, guys. So go back and look at these steps and apply the clarity, the mindset, and the action, right? What action do you need to take up for lining financing? Well, step 1 would be know your credit score. Step 2 would be see what you apply, what you qualify for. If you don't qualify for a loan, then you need to figure out something else, right? How to get the money? Maybe you need to check your budget. Maybe you need to cut some expenses. I've done that lots of times in my life where I'm like, I'm getting out of control with these expenses. Let's lower these and let's save more, right? So again, you got to believe, you got to have the right mindset, and you've got to take action. How can you take action on each one of these steps? And let's go through here. So let me recap these again. You're welcome. Identify your financial stage and choose your strategy. That's step 1 and 2. Step 3 and 4 is choose your market and choose your investment property criteria. Step 5 is team building. Start building your team. Get the accountant you need. Get the attorney you need. Start making connections. Get that real estate agent or get the wholesalers or get your money partners. Line up the financing. We talked about that. Get the money, create your plan, and guys, leverage the success of others, or LSO. So take massive action, leverage the success of others. If you believe in yourself and take action, there's no way you can't. Yes, Legal Shield is good. Okay, so again, put it all together. There it is. These are my keys to success. You've got to be clear on where you're at. You got to get clear on where you're going. You got to have the right mindset. You got to take action. You can take action on all these steps, guys. All of these steps. Start taking. Just one thing builds upon another. Make each little step a win. Like getting clear on number 1 is a win. Then going to number 2 is a win. All these are wins. Little wins, stack them up. Now what? Okay, so apply this stuff. If you're not educating yourself, I know you all are because you're here, but continue to do this. Continue to come to the webinars. There's a free event or webinar every day on Real Estate IQ. There's tons of other webinars. This isn't the only place to get education from, although it's an amazing one. Continue to network. I've been networking with the people that come to these events offline. After we're done here, I'm talking to people afterwards. I'm helping them. I'm teaching them. I'm training them. I'm giving back, right? And I give back because I want to receive, right? That's not the only reason, but like we talked about earlier, what you put out is what you get back. Have an abundance mentality. Sign up for Real Estate IQ. Guys, I'm going to talk a little bit about Real Estate IQ here now. There's no way or reason you should not. If you haven't, it's a lead generation machine, basically. Where I talked about dealing with motivated sellers and distressed properties, they are the number 1 in Texas, as well as now in Georgia and Florida. So leverage the experience of others. Guys, if you're interested with the Learn and Earn, let me know. The BDT right here is there's gonna be a bird dog training that Real Estate IQ is coming up with. Maybe I will be a part of that, actually. And I also have some coaching. So I'm not a hardcore sales guy, but if you're interested in me being your coach, let me know. So there it is. Keep doing this stuff. Stack the wins like we just talked about. Continue to educate. Don't just come here and throw this away and go back to whatever, Keep doing this stuff. Sign up for Real Estate IQ. Okay, let me keep going here. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. So the sponsors, again, I talked about Coast Investments. If you want to learn and earn about wholesaling in the Dallas market, Cosa's the people to do. I will connect you with them. I'm really good friends with the owner, but they can help people in other markets in Texas as well. Real Estate IQ, no brainer, right? They're putting on this event. I'm grateful and thankful to be a part of it and to be a member of the team. Even though I have a small little part, I feel blessed and grateful. So number one in deal finding. Okay, so look, put two smart goals together for each one of those things we talked about. What are two things you're gonna do specifically, and is it measurable, attainable, realistic, with a timetable for each one of these things? Your education, your networking, getting Real Estate IQ. Maybe the first step you do, or the one goal, is investigate which one you want to do, right? Leverage is the key and the main topic for tonight. Leverage is the success of others, guys. Okay, so there's my contact information again. I'm going to talk about Real Estate IQ now for the last 6 minutes. I might go a little bit longer. I've been averaging about a 2 to 5 minute over the hour average, so I apologize for that. Write this stuff down. Hopefully somebody will type it in the panel again. Let me get this. Thank you guys again. No, thank everybody for being here. Great information. I'll share a little bit about Real Estate IQ because they're the ones who put this on and allowed me to be here to share what I know with you guys. So they find 45,000 leads every month. They go to the county courthouse and get the information themselves. So this event was brought to you by them. Become a part of their community. Make business friends. Get advice from experts. Guys, this is what we just talked about. Leverage the success of others. Guys, I'm a speaker. I'm a motivator. I'm also a real estate investor. The first thing I did when I moved to town is I went to these networking events. I met the owner of this company, and I shared with him what I love to do, which is this: share, teach, help people. And here I am. I got involved. Get involved. I've made friends who are now business associates from networking. Get involved, guys. This is one of the products. It's called the Deal Analysis Suite. You get 3 things with that: the Fast CMA, the Repair Estimator, and the Deal Analyzer. The Deal Analyzer helps you plug in numbers to see if it's a deal. The Repair Estimator helps you estimate repairs. And the Fast CMA gives you comparative market analysis, or helps you analyze the value of properties if you're not a real estate agent and don't have access to the MLS. The thing is, the information they use is directly from the MLS. So you don't have to be an agent anymore these days, guys. So if you sign up the Deal Analysis Suite, you get unlimited comparative market analysis, CMA. You get the deal of the day, and you get all the online classes. So for what this costs, it's insane not to do it. Again, you get these 3 things: Repair Estimator, Deal Analyzer, Fast, and I'll go over pricing here in a minute. Here's a testimonial. Let me share this testimonial real quick.
Hey guys, we're here at the Quest $1 trillion mixer right here. And I'm talking to Omero Corona. He's just made more than $100,000 with Real Estate IQ. Could you tell us about your story?
Yeah, how's everybody doing? Omero Corona here at the Quest Trust $1 trillion mixer. Really excited to share my testimony and my story with Real Estate IQ. So over the last, about 6-7 months, I've been using their platform and getting some of their lists. And I was able to finish my first flip recently, where I was able to net about $85,000. And in total, I think I've been able to make about $100,000 with Real Estate IQ and their tools. So really excited to share this great company with you guys, and definitely give it a shot. I think you guys will take advantage of all the tools, and it'll be profitable for you and your company. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. So that was Omero. I know him personally. Great guy. I just typed in the chat box. He just said he made $85,000 on a flip. That's insane. This is the second product, okay? The Deal Finding Suite. This is what I signed up for right when I moved to town. You get off-market leads every day in your inbox. That's 45,000 plus new leads every month. You also get what's called the County Data Finder, which is where you can type in the criteria and pull a list yourself. And you also get the MLS Deal Finder, which means you can find deals on the MLS. So again, for this next product here, you get the Deal Finding Suite, which gives you the off-market leads. You can pull your own leads, and you can use the MLS Deal Finder. This is what it looks like on your phone in the email daily. Again, Monday through Friday. So I get this. I get the probate and airships, the pre-foreclosures, and I can show you guys what it looks like. These are recorded from the court documents. So they go to the court and pull the information. If you used a list service for just that, the amount of leads would be equivalent to thousands of dollars a month. I know, because before I signed up for Real Estate IQ, the way I would generate leads was you pull a list, And you got to pay for that list, right? And if you guys want, I'll show you what it looks like here. Today, premium. Okay, so I send this to Dustin every day. But every day, this is what I get in my email inbox. Luke, here is your DFW premium off-market data leads for today. Oh, this is the premiums. Hold on. There's another one that's not premium. That's what it looks like if you get the premium, and we haven't talked about that yet. But, okay. For the second package we were talking about, this is exactly what it looks like. I get the probates and airships. I get the pre-foreclosures. I get the appointment of substitute trustees, evictions, liens, tax sales, delinquent taxes, code violations, loan modifications, divorces. And just quickly, I'll pull up what this looks like, okay? So you can see, you get a spreadsheet. San Antonio, other cities, Houston, DFW. I'm DFW. So I'll show you what this looks like. Archive 2000, wow, okay. So let's just go 2020. May 2020. Nothing? Hold on. Okay, so here we go. Richardson, Mesquite, these are all different cities with code violations. I live close to McKinley. Of course it's not working. Let's try this. Hold on, guys. I just wanted to show you what it looked like. Look, I know these ones are good. To the probates and airships. Just so you see what it looks like. Houston, DFW, Austin. Here's Houston or DFW. Yeah. So you get, you know, airship, DFW. You get the descendant's name. That's the person that's passed. The grantee. That's the person who's in charge of the estate. Their mailing address, their attorney's phone number, and the property. So I can market to, I can send a letter to, you know, Juliet Molina and mail it to 5041 Myers and say, hey, I'm interested in purchasing that property. You know, I specialize in helping people that are going through probate. I've been doing this for quite some time. If there's something I can do to help, I can buy it cash as an investor. I can, you know, help refer you to attorneys if you need, whatever you need. If you need help analyzing the deal or your property, let me know. I'd love to be able to help. So that's what it looks like. That's just one of them, guys. Again, you get this email every day, Monday through Friday. There's the foreclosures, evictions, liens, all the different things, okay? I just wanted to show you what it looks like. Go back to this presentation mode here. Okay. So the county data finder is where you can go in and pull your own list. I don't have times to show this to everybody or to show you how to use everything in this. They have other classes. So go to the realestateIQ.co and go to the events tab and you'll see how to use this. Lots of different free classes on how to use it. It's super cool, super cool. County data finder, create your own list. You can search for all the out-of-state owners in a certain zip code. You can look for all the houses that have a lot of equity, and then you can pull that list and then market to them, okay? So this is super valuable, especially if you're marketing to off-market deals, which is what I do. You also get the knowledge vault and support, on-demand and real-time training, support team, 2-hour response, customer service. I always give a big shout out to the customer service. And here's the pricing, guys. This is the pricing for the DFW. I'm pretty sure it's similar in each other market. So this is the pricing, guys. We talked about this, and I'll go back in here. The deal analysis suite, the deal finding suite, and the premium suite. The only difference with the premiums, you get all the stuff from the deal finding suite, but with their phone numbers and emails and different things. So it's really cool. And actually, I'll show you what the difference is. I showed you what the other ones look like here. Hold on. You'll see here it's the same list, but you get more information as far as, hold on. I'm not fast and proficient with this stuff. But here's what else you get. 5 email addresses, 6 email addresses, 5 phone numbers, cell phones, and 5 landlines. Now look, not all the information is there on every one, but I can send a text message to this person and ask them if they're interested in selling their property, right? Sign up for one of them. That was one of the things that I told you guys to do to take action on.
For webinar schedules, follow us at our official social media accounts or visit us at www.realestateIQ.co.